And I'm actually going to take with the e-pawn. And the reason why I'm going to take with the e-pawn is because it allows my bishop to get very quick development. Now, he plays pawn to e3. Looks like he's trying to develop his bishop. Let's go bishop to d6. I'm just trying to complete my development. He plays bishop to d3. And we're not going to take his bishop because that's going to improve his position. So let's play bishop to g4 here, pinning the knight to the queen, and then he castles his king. Now, a very nice strategy that I want you guys to play with is if you notice your opponent castles their king early, you could actually look to castle your king on the opposite side and then start an attack. But first, I'm going to play the move pawn to f5 so that way, if he dares to attack my bishop, I could go for the fishing pole trap. So he decided to take a free pawn on d5. That was a nice move, by the way. Let's play knight to f6. I'm just trying to bring as much pieces as close as possible to his king. And because he takes on f6, I'm actually going to play a very unexpected move. Pawn takes f6, intentionally giving myself a triple pawn because now I got this open file pointing towards his king. He attacks my bishop. No need to move the bishop. We could still play h5, going for the fishing pole trap. Now, it's a bit riskier because my queen is not able to go to h5, but if he takes and I takes, his knight will not have any good squares to go. So he decided not to take the bishop. Now I'll go queen to e7. The plan is to castle on the queen side and then start my attack on the opponent's king side. So let me get my king out the center of the board. Rook to g8 is not what I want to do. He plays pawn to c4. Looks like he wants to play pawn to c5, but now I'm just going to play rook to g8. If you're able to put your rook on the same line as the opponent's king anytime at all, it's usually a good idea. For example, now that he plays pawn to c4 attacking my bishop, I don't need to move the bishop. I could take this pawn, seeing that it is pinned. And if he takes my bishop, I'm going to take on g2, and this could lead to a checkmate. So he took my bishop. Let's take on g2 first, checking the king, forcing the king to move, then take on d6. Now I have so many pieces pointing towards his king. His knight will never be able to move because if he moves the knight, he's going to get checkmated. But I am still going to set up a checkmate. Let's go rook to g8 here. Now we have two pieces on his king. Check, takes, check. Okay, bishop to c4 was played. Where's my mate? Where is my mate? Check, knight takes, check, king over, check. I could win the queen, but I want to mate. Let's take on f2 here. I want my queen to be able to get access to the g3 square. Rook to f1 was played. I could give a check here, force the king to move here. Still not seeing a mate. Let's go queen to g3. Queen to g2 is a checkmate threat. He took on f2. Let's take on f2, and this should be a checkmate. Bishop to g2 is the threat. He didn't do anything about it, so that's just a checkmate. Hit subscribe for more.